Imagine this, nearly 500 years before Columbus set sail, Norse explorers had already reached the shores of North America. This isn't just a legend, it's a historical fact backed by archaeological evidence. In this video, we'll count down the top 10 facts about the Viking discovery of North America, starting from number 10 down to number 1. Stay with us until the end to uncover the most compelling evidence of this incredible journey. Today, we will talk about the Viking discovery of North America minus 500 years before Columbus. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. 10. The Norse Sagas. Our story begins with the Old Norse Sagas, ancient stories passed down through generations. Two of the most important ones, the Saga of the Greenlanders and the Saga of Eric the Red, described Viking voyages to a mysterious land across the ocean called Vinland. These sagas talk about green, fertile land, wild grapes, forests, and a milder climate, very different from Greenland and Iceland. For a long time, people thought these were just legends or exaggerated tales. But over the years, more and more evidence has shown that these stories were based on real voyages and real places, possibly in what is now Canada. 9. Bjarni Herjolfsson's sightings. The first known Viking to lay eyes on North America was a man named Bjarni Herjolfsson. Around the year 986 AD, Bjarni was sailing from Iceland to Greenland when he got blown off course. As he tried to get back on track, he saw strange, forested lands to the west, lands that didn't match the descriptions of Greenland or Iceland. He didn't go ashore, and he didn't explore further. But when he got back, he told people about what he saw. Most didn't pay attention, but one person did, Leif Erikson, the son of Eric the Red. Bjarni's accidental sighting would eventually inspire Leif to follow that mysterious route and explore it for himself. 8. Leif Erikson's voyage. Inspired by Bjarni Herjolfsson's story, Leif Erikson, the son of the famous explorer Eric the Red, decided to take action. Around the year 1000 AD, Leif gathered a crew, set sail from Greenland, and headed west. After a long and dangerous journey across the Atlantic, they finally reached land. He named this new territory Vinland, meaning wine land, likely because of the wild grapes they found growing there. Today, most historians believe Vinland was somewhere in modern-day Newfoundland, Canada. This wasn't just a quick visit. Leif and his crew stayed, explored, and even built shelters. This marked the first confirmed European landing in North America, nearly 500 years before Columbus would ever leave Spain. 7. Lance Ox Meadows. For centuries, Leif's story was passed down through the Norse Sagas, but many doubted whether it actually happened. That changed in the 1960s when a team of archaeologists led by Helge and Anne Steiningsted made a groundbreaking discovery in Newfoundland. They found the remains of an ancient Norse settlement at a place now known as Lance Ox Meadows. This site contained unmistakable Viking structures, longhouses, workshops, and even iron tools. Carbon dating later confirmed that the settlement dated back to around 1000 AD, matching Leif's timeline almost perfectly. This discovery became the first and only verified Viking site in North America, offering real physical proof that the sagas were telling the truth. It was no longer just legend, it was history. 6. Carbon dating evidence. One of the strongest pieces of proof about the Viking presence in North America came from science. Carbon dating. When archaeologists examined the wood and other organic materials found at Lance Ox Meadows, they used carbon dating to figure out exactly when the site was active. The results were remarkable. The materials were dated to 1021 AD, placing the Viking settlement in North America nearly 500 years before Columbus arrived. This wasn't just an estimate, it was backed by modern scientific methods. It confirmed that the Norse explorers had reached and lived in the region around the exact time the sagas claimed. 5. Norse artifacts. The discoveries at the site didn't stop at buildings and wood. Archaeologists also uncovered tools and iron nails. items that were clearly not made by indigenous cultures in that region at the time. These were made using ironworking techniques specific to Norse craftsmanship. That detail is important because indigenous peoples in that area didn't use iron tools during that period, meaning the tools could only have come from the Vikings. These iron artifacts matched what was used in Viking settlements back in Greenland and Iceland, leaving no doubt about who once lived there. The tools helped confirm what the stories had said all along: the Norse were here. 4. Vinland's Resources. One of the biggest clues that the Norse had reached North America comes from how they describe the land itself. In the sagas, Vinland is talked about as a rich and welcoming place. They mention finding wild grapes, plentiful fish, and large forests full of timber, all valuable resources that were scarce in Greenland and Iceland. For a long time, people thought the idea of grapes growing that far north was impossible. But later research showed that certain wild berries and hardy grape varieties did grow in parts of what's now Newfoundland and Nova Scotia. The mention of large trees also matches what explorers would have seen when arriving on the coast of eastern Canada. These details in the sagas match up well with the natural environment of that region, supporting the idea that the Norse had really been there. 3. Short-lived settlement. Even though Leif Erikson and his crew had found a new land, their time in Vinland didn't last. According to the sagas, the Norse built houses, explored the area, and traded with local indigenous peoples, but things didn't stay peaceful for long. There were conflicts, possibly violent, and the Norse also struggled with distance from Greenland, harsh winters, and limited support. Supplies couldn't be easily sent from home, and they were cut off from the larger Norse world. Eventually, they decided it wasn't worth the risk and abandoned the settlement. 2. Recognition of Leif Erikson. For centuries, Leif Erikson's achievements were mostly forgotten outside of Scandinavia. But as more evidence emerged over time, the world began to take notice. Today, Leif is officially recognized as the first known European to set foot in North America, nearly 500 years before Columbus. In the United States, October 9th is celebrated as Leif Erikson Day, a tribute to his courage, exploration, and the legacy of the Norse presence in the New World. 1. A new perspective on discovery. The story of the Viking voyages to North America completely changes the way we look at the idea of discovery. For generations, Columbus was credited with finding the New World, but the Norse had already been there, lived there, and left their mark. The discovery of Ants Ox Meadows, the sagas, and scientific evidence all support this fact. It proves that history is not just about the most famous names. It's about the truth, backed by evidence, and often waiting to be uncovered. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.